get the cheat code, I'm a beast. They said they'll never let me out of leash. Stop out the cap, I'm just tryna see. You really back what you talk on the beat. They put me in, I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it make me obese. I been pushing lyrics like a Kingpin. And when the day we got no rings.
What's up, guys? One time for my shirt, Jehovah. What's up? What's up, bro? Starting to feel alive.
Happy holidays.
Like
Are y'all feeling the love?
Merry Christmas.
Happily.
Does it feel like Christmas to you yet? It doesn't to me.
It hasn't felt like Christmas to me. And I was talking about this with my wife. Shout out to Mrs. Claus. But, listen, man.
I love Mrs. Claus. I
Ever
just have to
since
tell
the
you.
pandemic, it kind of changed the holidays. Can I tell you why?
Please, elaborate.
It removed the need for people to go spend time with family. Like during the pandemic, you couldn't go. And then once the pandemic was over, you were like, I didn't miss it.
Right.
So it's like that whole, plus the money that used to be spent in decorating some of these cities, because you couldn't drive down the road without the tassels being between the lights and the bells and the angels and all kinds of stuff. And all of that has either been scaled back. So I'd like to know where some of those stuff is. Because it's not like they borrowed. That stuff is still sitting in a storage somewhere.
I was in Dallas at a hotel, and when I came out the front of the hotel as I was waiting for my car, I looked around and I noticed there were no Christmas decorations. But the inside was elaborately done.
Right.
And I said to the door guy, I'm like, you guys don't decorate at Christmas anymore? He's like, no, that was $30,000 for 28 days. And we decided not to do that anymore.
Someone needs to talk to my wife because we have 4 Christmas trees in our house, and it's a problem. It's a real problem.
Listen, man.
Why is it a problem?
It's a problem. We have 4 Christmas trees in our house.
You have one in the upstairs, I'm sure. And I'm sure you have one downstairs in the common area.
We have 2 downstairs.
Listen, man. Get in the spirit, bro. You know what you need? You're
I have
the
a
Grinch.
wreath.
Bah humbug Rari. I never thought it, bro.
This shit costs money, man.
Listen, life costs money.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
That's exactly
That's
my
the problem.
point. That is the point.
That cannot be the Christmas gift, Rari. Keeping the lights on, cell phone bill. Look, here you go, Georgia Power.
My cell phone bill is $700.
All right, well, maybe it can
Merry
be a Christmas
Christmas.
present.
It's 7 people on my cell phone bill.
Maybe
I pay everybody.
Maybe
shit.
instead of asking for socks, you should ask for a
That
better
is
cell
not
phone
a
plan
flex.
for Christmas.
I don't want to. Go ahead. Sorry.
Or a smaller family.
Or a smaller family plan. Yeah, maybe get. Does the price
Snuggle.
change if you get a smaller phone? Like if you get like maybe a smaller Droid? No. I'm just asking. Remember back in the days when phones used to be free after a certain
droids.
time?
It's my mom, my
Remember that shit?
mother-in-law,
No green bubbles.
my
No.
wife, my daughter, Lil Rari, and me.
Yeah.
And then the iPad.
Oh, hey man,
Damn.
No watch?
All right.
you gotta have
No,
a
that's
watch,
a Wi-Fi.
bro.
I just got a
Where's the
Wi-Fi
headphones?
watch.
Okay.
No headphones.
Look, I don't want to talk about it, guys. Let's talk about
Come
this.
on, man. We are Santa's elves.
That shit is actually due.
We just
anyway,
found your pain point.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the first time you ever said
Holidays,
that.
man. Rari turns into
you
the
want
Grinch.
joke? Yeah. I ain't gonna.
Rari turns into the
I hate
Grinch of
holidays.
holidays.
Anyway, I hate my
Ebenezer
birthday.
Scrooge.
I hate my birthday because it's Valentine's Day. I just hate it.
Everybody send Rari
I'll
a
remember
digital
that now.
hug right now. Everybody go into the drop a Christmas tree in the comments right
Oh,
now.
dear
No, I
God.
need these
Flood
emojis right here.
Rari's
Put these
comments
emojis
with
in
the
there.
Christmas trees.
I need these. This is the best
and
emoji they could ever
and the
make.
I
jingle
agree. I love that
bells.
emoji.
Yeah,
I
please
love that.
show him holiday season cheer. We got to bring Rari out of it. It's like the ghost of.
This is very expensive for me.
Yeah, the ghost of finances.
Like
Past.
I'm cranky in June too. I got 3 daughters, 3 birthdays in June. I'm great
Oh,
cranky
wow.
in June. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
You think you're cranky now?
The
Wait till
light
they get
bill is
older.
high,
and Father's Day. So you got three birthdays in the month of Father's Day.
and then Valentine's
That's
Day
what
is
you
my
get.
birthday. I
Should've
gotta
read a
take my
book.
wife out to eat and get a gift. No,
Should've
that's
read a
not.
book.
That's not cool. I don't
Should
like
have read
that.
a book.
All right,
It was
this is
great.
a
It was great the
therapeutic-
night that you
I don't
guys
wanna
went on
be
Maven,
ther-
though, wasn't
You
you guys
guys
had
are
the
not
time
my
of your life.
therapist today. Let's get into the show. Can we?
Yes, we're everybody's therapist every day. That's why they tune into the
This
cheat
shit
code.
making me mad and,
That's my
and laugh
job.
at the same time. Okay, how do you clear a sample,
Oh, dear
Wendy
God.
Day?
I use a
And
sample.
who clears it?
I use a sample clearance agency. There are people out there whose jobs are to clear samples, and the reason that I utilize other people to clear samples
So it's
is
an agency.
because yes, it's an agency. It's a sample clearance company. There's quite a few of them.
You have to pay them.
You do have to pay them.
Handsomely.
You have to pay them.
even if you can't get it cleared.
Correct.
Hey, blood,
and
you
it's
gonna pay them
usually
once, three times?
twice. It's usually $300 to see what it's going to cost you
Damn.
to clear it, and then it's another $300 for them to do the paperwork.
Okay.
But when you utilize somebody that knows what they're doing, they know if you're being overcharged or undercharged. They know about what it's going to cost. So I've had one company, I use DMG clearances, and I've worked with Deborah for 30 years. So I've got a relationship where if somebody's about to sample something, I can call her and say, hey, how difficult is it to clear Anita Baker? Oh, it's impossible? Okay, guys, don't use that. So I can on the front end alleviate a lot of drama, because the worst thing is to hear a song, fall in love with it, and then find out you can't clear it or it's too expensive to clear. Because when you change that sample or that interpolation, and interpolation is where you replay the sample, and it's a little bit cheaper to do that. But once you fall in love with that song, no matter how you change it, it's never going to be right. It's never going to sound the same. It could be a hit record and you'll still be listening to it going, damn, the other one was better. It's frustrating.
Is there a range for how cheap? Because a sample could get cleared for free, correct? If possible, is that possible for a sample?
I've not seen that, because whoever owns the publishing has to give you the right.
Okay.
Actually, I have seen that. That's not true. There was a point in time where Universal Music Publishing was loading songs that they owned onto jump drives for producers and giving them out at conferences, inviting them to sample their catalog. And they were letting producers sample for free because they knew that a sample in a new song would reignite the old song and they would make money. So I have seen that, but it's very rare.
Like, for example, Burning Boy's Last Last is a Tony Braxton sample. And he came out and said that he gave her the publishing or everything for the song. Is that something that they negotiate? Does somebody do that for you?
Depending on the song, she didn't own the publishing. Remember, she declared bankruptcy relatively early in her career, and that would have wiped out all of her ownership. So somebody would have owned it, and my guess would be that it was probably Barry Hankerson, who was managing her at the time, that would have stepped in and bought that, because he's pretty savvy about stuff like that. So I don't know if he had the choice to not give 100% of it away. Okay. But it's very rare that somebody will let you take their artwork, make money from it, and not want something in return.
Okay.
I heard you say free, and I heard you say 300, and nobody mentioned the price to pay for the actual sample.
For the actual sample,
So that could be
it differs. It could be
Right?
One of my clients just spent $17,000 on the master clearance and another $17,000 on the publishing side, and then gave up 65% of the song.
So and the same rings true with features, right? Just because you get a feature with an artist doesn't mean you have the permission to release that feature, right?
Correct.
That doesn't mean that you have permission or are going to get a performance without having to pay for that. So that means music video got to be paid for. What if you're performing at Summer Jam and you want to bring said artist out? You have to pay that booking fee.
Of course. If you want to shoot the video, you got to pay them for the video.
Oh, my artist friends. If you have another friend, you're another friend with an artist, and y'all do a song together, and it's cool, and you go that way, they go that way, and it's time to get the song cleared. By the way, the label says it's $50,000 to get this verse cleared to come out. You're gonna be like, damn, I thought we were friends.
It's not the artist, though. The artist doesn't. Yeah, the artist doesn't own shit.
The owner.
It's the
not the label, because the label doesn't own the rights to the record. The label can't do shit. Whoever owns the rights to the record. Let's talk to Khalees and Beyonce. Remember?
Correct.
She was pissy about that because Beyonce did business with the person who owns the beat. You could have called me. Why? I called the owner.
Exactly.
I don't deal with the help.
Exactly.
Facts. Okay. Kingpin, how important are favors in this industry?
100 million %. 100 million billion for $1,000,000,000%. And guess what? You may never cash that favor in. You may have did a favor from somebody and you're going to carry that into the casket. You may never have an opportunity, a need, or a time to call that favor in. But to have that favor at your disposal, that's why I go as hard as I do for everybody.
Yeah.
You got something going on, I want to help you be the best. Because when I call,
I need you to pick up.
I don't want you to frown.
Yep.
Don't let your shoulders get heavy.
Yep.
Don't let your head start to sweating. I don't want none of that. When I need it done, I need it done. And that's why I think I personally have been blessed with the relationships that I've been blessed with and with achieving whatever it is that I've been able to achieve for myself and my clients. I feel really, 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 really Really blessed to be able to do that. I'm breaking a motherfucker already.
You can never come to my
owing
house.
somebody good favors also can return money because I can count. I could lose fingers and toes counting how many times I've done good favors for people, and they returned it with a client that
My
paid
blessings
up
come
front.
from God, bro. There's nothing anybody on earth can do
Yeah,
for
I
me.
don't think it's a give and take thing. I don't think I do a favor for you, so you. I
do
don't think
a
it's
favor for me.
transactional.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. That's not a
I
favor.
Think,
Nobody's
I think
counting
the way
favors.
It
I don't
works
count favors.
Is I do something for you. He does something for me. I do something for her. She does something for him. I think that's how favors work. It's karma. It's not transactional. I don't do something so that somebody can owe me something.
Yeah,
I
correct.
do something because it's the right thing to do. But I also live a life where it comes back to me.
Yeah.
I am living proof of good karma.
I do
Listen,
know.
I'm
I do know
the
that
energy you put out.
I
Yes.
do know that a favor will go longer than $1 to me.
Agreed.
Because and especially if it's in good and with no malice intent. Like
Agreed.
I try to make sure I do business with no malice intent, and I do favors all the time. I do favors all the time.
It's the right thing to do. It's just how we
everybody
should live
has
life.
If you want to practice law in this country, you have to, I'm sure you think you have to donate a certain amount of times or do pro bono work if you want to keep a certain degrees or whatever it is. Or just you want to be a superstar athlete and you got to go out there and donate shit, man. If you're in a position to help somebody, man, that is
Do
your
it. It's
your duty on earth,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Stop being a piece of shit
yes.
and start being somebody worth knowing, man, and help people out, man.
Yep.
That's how those days are gone. I remember when I was a kid, bro, if I got caught skipping school by one of my neighbors, they would tell my parents. So I would have to know all of my neighbors' cars so that I would try to skip school. I could be like, oh shit, that's the neighbor's truck. And I would be laying down next to something, trying to hide because everybody helped raise kids back then. When you had a problem, your neighbors came in. Something happened at the house, you got sick in the flu, all your neighbors brought food to your cousins and your aunts. And it was more about the community. It was that sense of belonging.
Yes.
And that's been removed. And since that's been removed, all of a sudden now you have more mental health issues. You have the whole 50-50 debate. You can't tell somebody that grew up in a single parent household that they shouldn't have to go half and half with somebody else because their whole life they've been hearing how that's not enough. Of course, when you grow up as we were raised differently, so the way that we attack things is differently. Me and my wife were talking about this, how now they're using social media aspects in college courses for people to absorb the information.
Wow.
Because it's how people are learning now. It's what you're interacting with. So there has to be more than one way for you to be able to absorb and process this information. And I think that's what's evolved. And so understanding that the people that thought like us, the people that may have been raised like us, that they're not around anymore. And we're too busy focusing on success to try to pass down those traditions to our families. And you know what,
Right.
bro? It's reflective, not only just during the holiday season, man, but family period. Thanksgiving isn't what it once was. It's now a joke. It's now a reason for cousins to get together and get high and complain about, and somebody to throw macaroni and cheese, cream cheese in the macaroni and cheese. So they've seen it on a TikTok challenge. It's, Valentine's Day is a reason to one-up each other. Birthdays are no longer about the kids. It's so you can celebrate what you're able to do for your kids. It's like, it's really gotten out of hand, man, and it's because of us. We are the ones responsible, the ones talking to you, the ones watching this, the ones you're sitting next to. If we want to do good, then we do good. If you want the world to change, then you change it, man. Go out there, help somebody, donate your time, volunteer, find you a cause worth fighting for, and stand in the fucking paint, man, for once in your life.
For real. I love that.
Have you
Yep, I
guys?
love that. Kindness is gangster.
Come on, bro.
Kindness is gangster. Speaking of gangster, have you guys ever been in a situation where you had to leave the situation? Meaning, like maybe you had a client, someone hired you for
10
your
minutes ago.
services, and you had to say, you know what, I don't want to work with you anymore.
Yes.
I know how to swim,
Twice.
bro. I'll jump out the boat.
Yeah.
I know how to
Twice.
swim. Fuck you.
Twice.
I was taught how to swim when I was a child. Bye. I know how to float too.
I can take a beating. I can stay longer than I probably should in most every relationship, but there have been two artists in my past where I couldn't hang. One of them went on to become successful, one did not.
And you're still here surviving.
Yes.
You're
I
still
just-
here flourishing.
yes.
you're
Yes.
still here living.
Yes.
You're still here doing what you got to do and helping
Yes.
other people. So then,
And I've learned that
I think that's the moral of the story, though.
Peace of mind is everything.
Yeah.
If I'm at home trying to relax and I can't stop thinking about a situation, it means it's got to end. Like, it's got to stop. If it's all consuming,
if you're
there's
just
no
holding
upside.
on to something for celebrity or success or stardom, then you've already failed yourself. If you're just sticking around somebody, you know they're a piece of shit, you know that their days are numbered, but you don't want them to cross the finish line without you, your days are numbered already, bro.
I got to tell you, though, I don't work with pieces of shit to begin with. Like, I'm very selective about who I work with, especially now that I have a team, because it affects everybody. It's not just me. It affects, all 6 of us or however many we are.
Contagious.
It is. So I'm super careful now. And the last thing I want is to walk down a road for a year and be like, man, I'm going to kill this guy. I got to get away.
You know what?
Nobody wins.
Also, through all of the years doing this, there is that kind of, checklist of things, that checks and balance. Like, hey, are you willing to do this? No. Red flag number 1.
Yep.
Hey, what about doing it? Man, I ain't got time for that. Red flag number 2. Well, what about this one? No, I ain't gonna do that no more. Okay, perfect. Listen, bro, this is not for us.
Exactly.
Because I need somebody that is coachable. I just watched, everybody was talking about Deion Sanders, and I just watched him make his new coaches and players meeting in Colorado. And he told everybody on his staff and everybody in that room, if you show up 1 minute late, you're cut. Your locker will be clean. If I missed a flight, that happens every day. Find a way not to miss it. If you want to be committed to success, if you want to be a winner, knowing at the standard that I'm being held to, this is the standard that I'm holding you to. 1 minute late and your ass is out of here. That has to be the mentality, the discipline that you have with yourself. Everything that you're not doing, that you want somebody else to do for you, if you're not learning how it gets done, how could you expect somebody to do it for you?
Right.
That'd be just the wildest shit to me. Like, you don't know how to cook, but you get mad when your wife don't cook.
What we say on the we did the airplane analogy earlier. Can you say it again? It was like you don't know how to fly a plane, but you better get on that motherfucker and ride it.
I've said this 1,000 times. If you heard me say this once, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Comprehension is not a prerequisite for cooperation. You don't understand how to fly a plane, but you'll gladly buy a first-class ticket and jump your ass inside one and fly across the world. You don't understand how cable television works. You don't understand how an iPhone works. You've bought an iPhone and paid $2,000 for it, and you've never bothered to open the fucking manual. How about that as a fun fact?
There's a manual?
Merry Christmas. You will have opened, the only iPhone hacks you know are the ones that somebody shows you on TikTok and Instagram because you didn't bother to open the book. We talked about it
There is a
earlier.
book in
That's
there.
like,
There is?
It's like a little.
hey
thing.
man, I give you
open the
steroids,
box and grab the-
you still have to go to the gym. I give you vitamins, you got to take them every day. You can't get vitamins and leave them in the bottle and look at them every day when you wake up and be like, yeah, bitch, I got the magic
Damn,
vitamins.
that's why they're not working.
It's like, you just because you buy a gym membership doesn't mean you're going to lose weight. Maybe gain a weight if you never go to the gym. You just paid for the gym membership. So, at the end of the day, man, tighten up, y'all. I don't have all the answers. I know how to fail so much because I've done it wrong for so many years. So any way that you want to fail, I've done it. Throwing money at it, I've done that. Information, done that. Favors done that. The legal way, done that. Undermining, done that.
Done that.
Go and come back, done that. Stayed there for 3
Extorting,
days, done
done
that.
that.
Slept on floors, done that. Shared burgers. Let me tell you something, bro. You ain't done nothing in your life until you've gone out on a street team event for a major label and they've given you 10,000 CDs and your food budget, y'all got to sit there and bust down checkered burgers down the middle because there ain't enough money. But every verse on this fucking album is about how much money he got. They pull up in a Sprinter with 65 people, and the street team that's out there got to bust down value meals. If you ain't did that shit,
Dollar burgers.
I don't want to talk about what you won't do to be successful because that's what I did thinking it would make me successful. And you know what? Because the artist wasn't in a position to win, they had no longevity. because the people around them were more concerned with being at the forefront for being around them. Those people did not have any longevity.
Correct.
So now that label is no longer existing. Now it's 4 or 5 different people. Those same industry professionals are now Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, and they charge Razor scooters on the weekend because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to figure out how to get the most out of it without putting nothing in it.
Stop. because you said something I want to talk about. A lot of maybe people will tend to just say, here's some money, make me famous, make me rich, make my buzz grow. And
wake me when I'm
nothing.
famous.
You know, most people want that. It's the lottery.
Why do they do that?
Because it's the lottery. It's how they believe it works. You have everything. You have the music. All it takes is the music to make me successful.
Because
make the
it's
good
easy
music, bro.
and people are lazy. A lot of people don't want to do the work.
I think it's laziness for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a sense of entitlement more so than you know, somebody that's been successful enough to build up or generate enough resources to invest in themselves pursuing in the music industry is either lucky as shit, and those people are far few and in between, or they were willing to do what it took to amass that empire and then are willing to gamble on themselves or gamble on an artist to put up those resources. The problem is how do you tell somebody that does that they're doing something wrong? How do you tell them that what they're trying to do now, it's not enough? Man, I was in the streets, man, I killed everybody. This is the one industry where nobody cares. I don't care who you shot, who you robbed, who you beat up, who you took from. That's not important to me. Can you make them listen? When you talk, do they tune in? When you rap, do they tune in? When you tell them to watch, do they watch? When you tell them to buy, they buy. When you tell them to go, they go. Can you do that? If not, then there's no label. There's no machine. The machine wants people that can sell the machine. If you want to do a smaller, scaled down version of that and make a sustainable living, then you have to learn the business of music, folks. There's not enough favors. There's not enough money.
There's not enough money in the world.
If all it took was money, bro,
we make this
Floyd
point
Money
all the
Mayweather
time.
would have the number
Big
one record
Meech.
label in the world
Facts.
if it were all about money.
Big
Agreed.
Meech.
Big
Big
Meech.
Meech.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the list is endless of people that would have been successful. Every celebrity, every athlete that has ever thrown their hat in their name in the hat would have been successful. It's not about money, man. You need money to be able to operate right now. But if you're a hustler, you know that the right now today price is always more different than the tomorrow price. It's cheaper to pay to have a house built than to buy that same house built already. You just have to have the right now resources to be able to make things happen. And unfortunately, most of us, we don't know how to make things happen right now. Most of us are pretty good with going out and getting money, but can you make money?
And can you keep money?
That's the difference.
Dear Wendy and Kingpin.
Why is it always us?
Hey, man, you guys are the experts. I paid a publicist to help and assist me
shit. Here we
with
go.
getting verified on my social media platforms. She did it, but what I found was she charged me double what she charged someone else. She did a good job. She did get the job done, but I feel overcharged. Is this something that I need to handle legally, or should I leave it alone?
You should leave it alone. You made an agreement. Somebody gave you a price. First of all, why the
Legally,
fuck?
you
Why the
clown,
fuck?
that's illegal what you did, goofball. You
Why
don't
the
pay
fuck
for
do
that.
you care?
Moron.
Why don't you build a buzz, build a fan base that really matters? Who cares about the blue check?
This is what
they
I gotta say
care.
to that, bro. What I gotta say. You know
It's
what?
the dumbest
and guess
shit.
What?
The
Guess
shit is
what?
like-
I wish all the fucking
Hopefully,
checks would go away.
The person that they paid
Yeah, facts.
didn't get fired in this last sweep, and hopefully you get to keep that little blue check that you want so much.
For real.
But if you're not posting every day, that blue check gonna get snatched anyways. If you wanted the attention, you thought with a verified
You got the
blue check,
attention.
you was gonna get the check.
You got
that
a
came
price.
with it.
You agreed.
Maybelline, TikTok starter, Nike was gonna bang on your door. Verified tastemaker, give us all of your fans. No, bitch, nobody cares. You cared about that blue check because that blue check mattered to you, and you
Exactly.
paid for it.
And you paid
somebody
double.
You wanted to
sold
feel
you-
good about yourself.
Somebody sold you exactly what
you
you
agreed to the price. They didn't upcharge you
didn't get
after
hustled.
the agreement.
Y'all
You didn't
both
get
wrong.
hustled.
Do the
Paid.
legal route. Tag me in the video. Go take your ass down to the courthouse and tell them people that you paid somebody to pay somebody that is getting paid by a company to give you a verified check mark. Open up that can of worms, clown. I double dog dare you. Prove me wrong. Show me, impress me. I double dog dare you to do it. That way you and every other person that got a blue check from that person will have all of their accounts taken from them.
So in another instance where somebody didn't buy a blue check, let's just say you made an agreement with somebody to deliver a service, and then later on you found out that they were giving that service to other people more cheaply. First of all, shame on everybody in this equation. But no, once you agree, unless they don't deliver, you don't have a legal standing to bitch and moan. And that's the bottom line.
Blue checks aren't for sale.
Okay, I wasn't talking about checks. I'm talking about like street team, right? If you give me a price and I pay it, and then I find out later that you gave Ferrari $1,000 cheaper, do I have the right to be angry with you?
Can I speak on behalf of the publicist as to why that may have been an issue?
You can't let that go, can you?
No, because you know what? That's something that's more common than not. Because what if this artist tried to buy the fake fans route? And has now got 10,000 fans, and now they're trying to get a verified page on 10,000 fans, and that person inside of Facebook was like, bro, it's going to take more money to do this, bro, because somebody's going to lose their job because this shit was done wrong.
Of course.
Or what if that person, do you know that there's a list of websites that you have to get on? Y'all didn't know that? There's a list of verifiable media platforms that your content has to be discussed and available for public discourse. You're not aware of that? That there's a list of verifiable media outlets, and that you right now can go into your settings and you right now can apply for verification on your own profiles right now if you have those 10 placements on those 10 verified media outlets. So maybe this publicist had to pay extra to get the content placed on those media platforms because they weren't relying off of journalistic integrity. This wasn't a person who said, I'm going to drop 6 or 7 records in a cycle and then lead that up to me getting this media coverage and get me verified. I want to get verified on my first one so that the world can think what I'm doing. And so what? That my record is called I Kill Everybody, I Hate Hoes, and it's got an upside down crucifix with Jesus bleeding out of the eyes on the cover. I want to pay to get on here right now. So you know what, bro? In that case, it did cost more because it took more to get you in that platform. If you worried about the cost of something, then you can't afford it, B.
I know what my next book cover is going to look like.
Sit in the back. Go in the back.
Code, man.
Go in the
Cheat
back
code.
and sit at the table with the little kids.
Get a cup. Get a cup. Get some merch.
Cheat code. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year.